Soul.
Hey, you guys, how you doing? I'm Vaughn, and I make comic books. You know what I've been doing lately? I'm noticing I just started making YouTube videos again, for real this time. And I gotta tell you, before I start speaking into the mic, before I hit that record button, I always take a breath and I tell myself, be real. Just be real. Be real in a world full of lying ass clown maniacs trying to sell you bad products, bad this, lies this, deceit that. The news is lying. Half the products, almost every product I see is snake oil. Like, if you want to defy that, then you're one of the good few people out there trying to make a real difference. And I need to do that. I'm an artist. I'm a comic artist. I'd rather just hide in my cave and then make you guys amazing books and then give them to you and make you happy. But we don't live in that world, that perfect kind of world. I have to reach out to you via YouTube, and I don't mind doing it because it's worth it, and engage you guys with like some of the crazy stuff that's going on in our pop culture. I've always been interested in stuff like this. The use of art and culture to try to manipulate people in their minds always was crazy to me. It was something that was so out of bounds to me as an artist. I feel like you're supposed to share and give, not take or command or manipulate. You're supposed to aspire, inspire. You're supposed to make people want to reach great new heights. And so, yeah, I've been watching this happen, and it became such a big time thing that it took over everything. Comics, Star Wars, TV, movies, you name it, has this intense propaganda in it now. And we saw this bizarre trailer come out from Disney for their new Star Wars show called The Acolyte. And I had, if you want, watch my video on that. It was so weird. And apparently other people found it weird too. But then I'm hearing that it broke all kinds of records. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's great. It was a really weird trailer, I got to say, though. How did it break so many records? Well, a lot of people watched it. Okay. What is it a good thing, though? If I thought it was weird, did people find it weird too? Yeah, let's go here. They thought it was really weird, and they hated it. And it has the most YouTube dislikes of any Star Wars in history. Maybe that's not a big deal, but that's a record. How's that for a record, everybody? So I don't know, man. We live in this weird world now where Star Wars is not Star Wars. It got taken over by activists who make it theirs. They're trying to use whatever's popular that a lot of you are going to watch, and a lot of you are going to buy those action figures. I know you are, because they're making money and they're still doing this shit after all this time. They should be shutting it down. Or maybe we're just seeing the final remnants of this weird activist feminist Star Wars that took over. I swear to you guys, when I saw Force Awakens, I was like, this movie's feminist. And everyone fought me on it. No, bro. You just don't get it, bro. No, Rey's cool, bro. No, bro. No, Darth Vader wasn't that cool of a villain, bro. I was like, who is this new weird generation that doesn't like the original Star Wars? And why do they like Rey? The fact is this. They made a new Star Wars around Rey being great. You're supposed to just like Rey. And that's it. That's the whole thing. There's no real spirituality with the Force. There's no real sense of it being about family. They kill everyone from the original one. Like, they just can't wait to get rid of them. They just body everybody every movie. It's the most depressing fucking thing I've ever seen. Thank God I didn't watch them all, though. I stopped after the first one. Why? Because I knew the taint was already there. I knew they like sprinkled a lot of nostalgia bits in there so it wouldn't taste as much like dog shit. But it was dog shit. It was bad feminist storytelling that was about Rey and not about what Star Wars is really about. If you talk about the original trilogy, it's not about Luke. Luke is the hero that goes through it, but it's really about family. It's about aspirational things, about the Force, things larger than us and us believing in it. It's about, greater things, deeper things, while still being a fun, adventurous film. That's what Star Wars has to be in the end. That's the combo that makes it so successful and makes earlier generations love it. The new generations won't relate to Rey or even like her. They're not going to watch these shitty movies they're putting out, and they're definitely not going to watch The Acolyte. Nobody liked this shit according to the trailer. You can't even tell who the lead character in this weird trailer is, man. So this, to me, Acolyte is kind of the, if you will, starting from The Force Awakens, the Acolyte is the culmination of all the feminist theory and all the nonsense. You're getting no white guys in this. You're getting a black female lead because the left is obsessed with black women, and they've been putting them in everything. But now the activists within Hollywood are going, well, yeah, but why aren't they leads? Why aren't they directing? Why aren't they being handed everything? Why don't you let them live in your house? Why aren't there black women living in every room in your house? Why don't you have a black woman with you right now? What do you have against black women? So it's like this huge thing. So now I guess the Acolyte will be starring up. You'll get a black woman starring in it, murdering people with kung fu. That sounds like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon more than it does a Star Wars show. But okay. She also, the activist that's making it, refers to herself as queer nonstop. And I think she's the chick who ruined She-Hulk too. I could be wrong on that. Pretty sure I recognize that smug, chunky little squished face of someone who calls themselves queer all the time, as if that makes them interesting. I really don't give a fuck how weird you are that you have to label yourself queer because some communist college professor told you it was the cool thing to do. I don't give a fuck. Can you make good stories or not? What is it with leftists and all their stories being self-aggrandizing, egotistical, narcissist tales of me? I don't care about you and your identity. And I swear to God, if that Wookiee standing behind her is a female Wookiee Jedi with like a weird little bun thing, I swear to God, I'm going to buy a real lightsaber and just start beheading feminists everywhere I go. I'm going to go nuts. Is that what that character is? I hope not. Please don't be a woman. Oh, God. Okay, anyway. I don't want to imagine like all her dog nipples running down her body. You know what I'm saying? Wookiees. Anyway, I love them, but stop making everyone a Jedi for half a second, guys. You totally oversaturated the lightsabers. They're not unique and interesting and archaic and mystical anymore. Now everyone's a freaking Jedi and they all know no kung fu. This is the worst direction ever for Star Wars. Everyone kind of knows it. Everyone has known it. I just think we're seeing the last remnants of this feminist disease running down Star Wars' leg pretty much at this point. And these things got started a long time ago. And we'll hopefully not have to see a lot of it if this show doesn't do well. They've already planned multiple seasons of it because they like to double down. If they don't double down, then how will black women survive, right? That's the way Hollywood sees it. It's really weird. It's really creepy. Nobody asked for this shit. Trust me, nobody asked for this cast. This is what the action figures look like. Yep. Looking like the death row section at Ollie's already, man. Look, it's not good. It's not good. It doesn't really look much like Star Wars. It looks like just a bunch of like monks standing in robes and then like the cool ninja purple black chick who you're supposed to look up to, and she's going to help black women get into STEM and feel good about themselves because everything's a fucking self-esteem commercial now. Nothing's just a cool character anymore. Everything's just a representation more than it is characterization. You know, which is a tragedy because as a writer, I can tell you guys the secret to good stories is really good characters. Because people come away, they might talk about how cool your story is if you got some cool like M. Night Shyamalan twist or something broad and cool in it. But a lot of time they just come away going, I really liked that character. He's cool. I liked Wolverine. He was cool. I liked that character in the movie. He was cool. It's just the way humans are. We relate to them or we don't. Acolyte, there's nothing to relate to. It's a bunch of Jedi getting murdered by a vengeful black woman who's not going to be presented as evil. They're going to present it as like, oh, the grays, the moral grays in Star Wars. That's not what Star Wars is. Remember, leftists want you to look at the world as a morally gray relativism so that you will look the other way while they do horrible things politically, grab power, take away your rights. Oh, it's gray. Don't worry about it, guys. They get away with more and get you to vote for them even though they have awful policies. With this, by telling everyone that the world's really just a bunch of gray and there's no real right or wrong. That's one of many tactics they use. And so that's what this story already represents everything that Star Wars isn't. No wonder it got so many dislikes. I, for one, thinks the fans have spoken. And I'm proud of you guys for that. Because I didn't even hit dislike on this thing. I just watched it and couldn't believe how bizarre it was, how weird Star Wars has become. It's so nonsensical now. It's so about feminists just toasting at parties. Look what I did to Star Wars. Oh, well, look what I'm going to do next. Mine's going to be global warming next. It's been lame. It's been gross. It's been a feminist nightmare forever. Feminists, you guys suck at art, man. Your art sucks. Your writing sucks. Your characters suck. And everything's a stupid representation. Everything's about you and your lame identities that you're changing by the moment as leftism tells you what's cool and edgy next. You try to change. And we're over it. We're obviously over it. The dislikes are awesome. We'll see how the show is. I don't know. I don't really want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. If people are like, no, please watch it. I want to hear you review this shit. It'll be funny. Then I'll do it. But I don't know. We'll see, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Acolyte, you are one weird creature of the night. This is not what Star Wars needs to be popular and in the pop culture consciousness. Once your mainstream is everything is, I'm a queer and I make queer fiction. Like, you guys aren't cool anymore. The kids don't think you're cool anymore. So yeah, best of luck with this one. We'll see what happens once it comes out. It's going to be a disaster, my friends. But yeah, I'm Vaughn. I make comic books. You should support good art, good story. In my opinion, this is Acolyte's an example of how we've fallen off the story map. And when we lose our stories, we lose our history, our culture, and ourselves. We lose what's important. We lose what's aspirational. We lose what makes us want to be better people. And I think that's kind of the point. I think they want us to lose our soul and not be able to tell stories and retell our history. I think they want us to just eat shitty product and then line up for next product. I don't think that's right, and I don't think that's the way the world should run. Help me make you happy, and it'll make me happy to make you happy, because I'm kind of a giving tree myself as a guy. I'm kind of a giving tree. Like, come buy some of my books. I've got great campaigns going for KITARU Witch Hunter on Indiegogo and Kickstarter and Fund My Comic. We got 3 awesome platforms now, and you get that for you to choose from, and we've got awesome books for you to enjoy. I sent it off to the printer. We're printing with API printing. They are awesome. They did a great job on Monster MD and Terror in the Trenches. You can get my first 2 books, Terror in the Trenches and Monster MD, with KITARU on Indiegogo only. Please check it out. Well, no, wait. I think you can get a few on Fund My Comic as well. I'm not for sure on that, but I think you can. But yeah, please check out these campaigns. Check out good books. Support cool artists and stories. And let people at Disney know, when you support stuff like this, over time, they're going to be forced to change with it. That's how Hollywood works. They're really dumb, and they don't listen until they see something else do way too well. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay cool.
Vaughn's Haunted Castle. Ha 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 ha.